Everyone dreams of getting rich, but did you know that nearly 70% of lottery winners go broke within a few years? That's right, winning big can actually be a financial disaster. And it's not just lottery winners. Almost half of Americans earning $100,000 or more live paycheck to paycheck. Shocking, isn't it? So what's the problem? The truth is, many people fall into hidden financial traps. These pitfalls can destroy your wealth before you even realize it. But don't worry, in this video, we'll reveal the most common mistakes and how to avoid them. We'll start by debunking the myth of quick riches. Then we'll dive into the dangers of lifestyle inflation and the true cost of debt. You'll also learn about the risks of investment FOMO and over-leveraging. We'll cover the illusion of high-income security, the neglect of financial literacy, and the emotional spending trap. Stay tuned to uncover these traps and discover smart strategies to build and protect your wealth. Ready to get started? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The illusion of quick riches. Everyone loves the idea of getting rich quickly. It sounds exciting, right? But here's the catch. It rarely works. Studies show that most get-rich-quick schemes fail. According to a study by the National Endowment for Financial Education, about 70% of lottery winners end up broke within a few years. That's a shocking statistic. Why does this happen? One reason is that people who suddenly get a lot of money often don't know how to manage it. They spend wildly, thinking the money will never run out. But it does. First, this brings us to the importance of financial education. Without it, quick riches can vanish just as quickly. Another trap is investing in high-risk ventures. Sure, the promise of huge returns is tempting, but remember the old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Many people have lost their savings chasing these elusive profits. Instead, focus on steady long-term investments. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest men, once said, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Patience and consistency are key. Building wealth takes time. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon." Chapter 2. The dangers of lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, it's easy to start spending more. This is known as lifestyle inflation. You get a raise and suddenly you want a bigger house, a nicer car, or more expensive vacations. But this can be a financial pitfall. Lifestyle inflation can keep you stuck in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. A survey by Bankrate found that 45% of people who earn $100,000 or more annually live paycheck to paycheck. Shocking, right? So how can you avoid this? First, set a budget and stick to it. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. Focus on needs, not wants. It's also wise to increase your savings rate whenever your income goes up. This way, you build a financial cushion instead of increasing your expenses. Another strategy is to practice mindful spending. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Before making a purchase. Sometimes the answer will surprise you. It's also helpful to automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account. This makes saving effortless and helps curb unnecessary spending. Chapter 3. The hidden costs of keeping up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses is a common pitfall. It's the habit of comparing yourself to others and trying to match their lifestyle. But this can be a financial disaster. Studies show that social comparison can lead to increased debt and financial stress. According to a study by the Federal Reserve, the average American household carries about $137,063 in debt. A big part of this is due to lifestyle choices influenced by social comparison. Seeing your friends or neighbors with new gadgets or cars can create pressure to spend more. So how do you avoid this trap? One strategy is to focus on your financial goals. Remember, everyone's financial situation is different. What works for someone else might not work for you. Set clear, realistic goals and work towards them. Another tip is to limit your exposure to social media. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook often showcase the highlight reels of people's lives, which can lead to envy and unnecessary spending. Try to focus on your own journey instead. Lastly, practice gratitude. Studies show that being grateful can improve your financial habits. According to research from the University of California, people who practice gratitude are more likely to make better financial decisions. So appreciate what you have. It can help you resist the urge to keep up with the Joneses. Chapter 4. The true cost of debt. Debt is a double-edged sword. It can help you buy a home or start a business, but it can also ruin your financial health. The average American household owes over $90,000 in debt, according to Experian. That's a huge burden. One reason debt is so dangerous is the interest. It adds up quickly. If you only make minimum payments, you could end up paying much more than you borrowed. For example, a $5,000 credit card debt with an 18% interest rate can take over 12 years to pay off if you only make minimum payments. So how can you manage debt wisely? First, Avoid high-interest debt like credit cards and payday loans. If you already have such debt, focus on paying it off as quickly as possible. Use the snowball method. Pay off your smallest debts first, then move to larger ones. This gives you quick wins and keeps you motivated. Another strategy is to refinance high-interest debt to lower interest rates. This can save you a lot of money in the long run. For example, refinancing student loans can reduce your interest rate, making it easier to pay off the loan faster. Finally, build an emergency fund. Having savings set aside can prevent you from falling into debt when unexpected expenses arise. Aim for 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses in your emergency fund. Chapter 5. The Investment FOMO Syndrome. Investment FOMO, or fear of missing out, can be a huge financial pitfall. Seeing others make big profits can lead you to make rash decisions. The fear of missing out can drive you to invest in high-risk ventures without proper research. One infamous example is the dot-com bubble. In the late 1990s, many people invested in internet companies without understanding the risks. When the bubble burst, investors lost trillions of dollars. This shows the danger of jumping on trends without doing your homework. How can you avoid investment FOMO? First, do your research. Before investing, understand what you're investing in. Look at the company's fundamentals, not just the hype. Warren Buffett advises, never invest in a business you cannot understand. Diversify your investments. Don't put all your money in one place. Spread it across different assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate. This reduces your risk. If one investment performs poorly, others might do well. Set long-term goals and stick to them. Don't be swayed by short-term market fluctuations. A study by Dalbar found that the average investor underperforms the market due to poor timing decisions. Stay focused on your long-term strategy. Chapter 6. The Perils of Over-Leveraging. Over-leveraging means using too much borrowed money to invest. It can amplify your gains, but it can also magnify your losses. During the 2008 financial crisis, many investors who were over-leveraged lost everything. One key strategy to avoid over-leveraging is to understand your risk tolerance. Don't take on more risk than you can handle. If you're uncomfortable with the amount of debt you have, you're probably over-leveraged. Another strategy is to maintain a healthy debt-to-income ratio. Financial experts recommend keeping your total debt payments below 36% of your income. This helps ensure you can manage your debt, even if your financial situation changes. Use leverage wisely. Only borrow what you can repay. Avoid borrowing to invest in volatile assets. Stick to safer investments if you're using borrowed money. Have a contingency plan. What will you do if your investment goes south? Having a backup plan can prevent financial ruin. This might include setting stop-loss orders or having a cash reserve. Finally, regularly review your leverage. Markets change, and what was once a safe level of leverage might become risky. Adjust your leverage as needed to stay within your risk tolerance. Chapter 7. The Illusion of High Income Security. A high salary might seem like the ticket to financial freedom, but it's not always the case. Many high-income earners still struggle financially. A survey by CNBC found that 49% of households earning $100,000 or more live paycheck to paycheck. That's nearly half. So why does this happen? One reason is relying solely on income. Jobs can be lost and salaries can be cut. Diversifying your income streams is crucial. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Warren Buffett famously said, "Never depend on a single income. Make investment to create a second source." Investing is a key strategy. Consider stocks, bonds, real estate, or starting a side business. These can provide additional income and security. Another important step is to save and invest consistently. Even small amounts add up over time. Compound interest is powerful. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. Also, control your expenses. High earners often fall into the trap of spending more as they earn more. Avoid lifestyle inflation and stick to a budget. Prioritize savings and investments over luxury purchases. Building an emergency fund is essential. Aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. This provides a safety net if you lose your job or face unexpected expenses. It's a simple but effective way to maintain financial security. Chapter 8. The Neglect of Financial Literacy. Financial literacy is understanding how money works. It's knowing how to manage, invest, and save money wisely. Sadly, it's often neglected. A survey by FINRA found that only 34% of Americans can answer 4 out of 5 financial literacy questions correctly. That's a big problem. Why is financial literacy so important? It helps you make informed decisions. Without it, you're likely to make costly mistakes. For instance, understanding interest rates can save you from high-interest debt. One strategy to improve your financial literacy is to educate yourself. Read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. These books provide valuable insights and practical advice. Kiyosaki's book emphasizes the importance of financial education, stating, "The single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth. Take online courses or attend workshops. Many free resources are available. Websites like Khan Academy and Coursera offer financial literacy courses. These can help you understand key concepts and improve your money management skills." Another strategy is to seek advice from financial experts. A financial advisor can provide personalized guidance and help you develop a solid financial plan. Regularly reviewing and updating your financial knowledge is also important. Stay informed about changes in the financial world. Chapter 9. The Emotional Spending Trap. Emotional spending is buying things to make yourself feel better. It's a common pitfall that can wreck your finances. A survey by Credit Karma found that 52% of Americans admitted to impulse buying when stressed or anxious. That's more than half. So how can you avoid this trap? One strategy is to identify your triggers. Do you shop when you're sad, bored, or stressed? Recognizing these triggers can help you control your spending. Instead of shopping, find healthier ways to cope with emotions. Exercise, talk to a friend, or pursue a hobby. Another strategy is to create a budget and stick to it. Allocate a specific amount for discretionary spending and don't exceed it. This helps you stay on track and avoid impulse purchases. Practice mindful spending. Before making a purchase, ask yourself if it's a want or a need. Give yourself a cooling off period. Wait 24 hours before buying something. Often the urge to buy will pass. Use cash instead of credit cards. It's harder to part with physical cash, making you think twice before spending. Also track your expenses. Keep a record of everything you spend. This helps you see where your money is going and identify areas where you can cut back. Finally, set financial goals. Having clear goals can motivate you to save rather than spend. Whether it's buying a house, saving for retirement, or building an emergency fund, having a goal keeps you focused.